Swami College, Avsa, which is in district Latur, state Maharashtra, India, and Government College of Education, Nanded, state Maharashtra, India. Both of the colleges are jointly organizing today's international e-conference, and both of the colleges chief organizers and organizing committee of the international e-conference is pleased to welcome all the honorable dignitaries, participants and delegates here from different parts of the country and all around the globe for the today's international e-conference. The topic of today's international e-conference is Multimedia in Education. The college organizes number of innovative activities for the benefit of researchers, teachers, intellectuals, academicians, and knowledge seekers on different topics and subjects. Both of the institutions have moral, strong support to the organizing committee. First of all, I would like to welcome the chief organizers of this international e-conference, Principal Dr. M. Bedkar sir from Sri Kumar Swami College, Avsa, and Principal Dr. Urmila Dhut ma'am from Government College of Education. The convener of today's international e-conference are Dr. Vanita Ramteke ma'am and Karad PD. But I would like to inform all the participants and delegates that I feel immense pleasure to welcome today's honorable dignitary, chief guest and keynote speaker who is going to enlighten us on the topic Multimedia in Education. I heartily welcome you, ma'am, on behalf of the organizing committee of today's international e-conference and from both of the colleges, Government College of Education and Sri Kumar Swami College, Avsa. I would like to inform all the delegates and participants that today we have among us the chief guest who is an English teacher and coordinator from Lebanon University, Lebanon. Once again, I welcome you, ma'am, and I would like to invite Chief Organizer, Honorable Principal Dr. M. Bedkar sir for his opening remarks. Please, sir, welcome. Welcome. Thank you, sir. And now I would like to invite Honorable Dignitary Rima Abou Shakra ma'am from Lebanon for her keynote speech and presentation. Please, ma'am, welcome.
Thank you, Professor Karad. Thank you, Dr. Bedkar. I am Rima Abou Shakra. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Professor Karad, for the introduction. Thank you, Dr. Bedkar. I am Rima Abou Shakra, and I come from Lebanon. I hold a master's degree in teaching English as a foreign language, and I've been a university instructor and coordinator for 10 years, and I've been a secondary teacher for 21 years now. I'm also an IELTS speaking examiner and a Cambridge examiner. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for listening. I'm sorry to put my video off just to maintain the connection. And let me start presenting. All right. I hope you can all see my screen. Thank you. Now, media literacy and education is a dear topic to me, as learners nowadays share info with one another, even if the information is wrong. And knowing that, as one of my friends texted me today saying that teenagers spend like 7 hours, 22 minutes a day online, actually we wonder if they can really tell facts from fiction. Can they? So even if the information that they get is wrong, especially with the presence of AI today, we educators have a duty to teach learners to differentiate facts from fake news and information. Imagine that a colleague of mine overheard a group of students discussing a recent post on social media written by Julia, one of the class members, and she wrote, "TBH, you're cool." And confused, one student explained, "Why are they talking about tuberculosis? Is there anyone infected in her family?" So TBH here is to be honest, and this draws the attention of, or should draw the attention of, educators to teach students how to critically analyze what they see on social media. In today's digital world, my slide is not working, or what? All right. What do you see now on the screen? Can you please tell me what do you see on the screen? Okay, and now today's digital world, is it clear for you? No. Is it clear now, today's digital world? Can you see today's digital world?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, as I was saying, today's digital world is full of info. Back in the time, I and most university students only had access to university library, to Britannica, to few websites maybe, and television. But now it's all different. Now we have access to an ocean of info, to infinite numbers of resources. And today anyone with internet can create and share content. I want you please to look at these two images. We always knew that media shaped our perspectives.
Dear, we still, it's not in presenter mode.
What do you mean? So you cannot see the images?
Yeah, you have to like unshare your screen and reshare it so we can see the slides.
So it's happening every time I'm changing the slide.
Yeah, now we can see the next slide. Yes.
Okay, can you see the newspaper now?
Yes, yes.
All right. So Actually, back in the days, we used to see same news reported in different perspectives. Have a look at these two images taken from newspapers. You can definitely detect the difference in the head. Back in time, the ones who used to write or publish were reliable. The info was accurate to a certain extent, of course, and people trusted what they read. Now, if we look at these two images reporting the same incident, how can we trust what we read? How can we believe it's the same thing happening, but with different headlines? Now, phones are readily available with people to record and not only publish what is recorded, but also comment in various personal narratives. Do you see the next slide? No? Okay. So this democratization of media, of course, comes with its challenges. The variety of media content available online can be overwhelming, as you see, making it difficult for individuals to identify reliable resources or just know what is reliable information and what is misinformation and propaganda. In the digital world, anyone can publish content without any editorial oversight, and that's dangerous, I believe. Misinformation and false narratives can spread rapidly, leading to maybe fake news and even conspiracy theories. And circling back to our previous idea, the abundance of social media platforms and networks actually allow us to consume news every day and every moment, where some news are user generated from people who are not reliable to edit or even check the news, as it might be reflecting only personal views, only personal opinions and experiences. Also, we face everyday personalized recommendations tailored to specific interests and preferences. So let's say your Instagram feed is different from mine. For someone who is a foodie, their feed might be all about food bloggers or maybe recipes. This is the interest. And for beauty lovers, this is all what you can see. So in the feed, you are only shown what you need. Platforms actually do not care. Platforms, no matter what platforms are we talking about, they run businesses. Do you think they are about, or they care about young minds and learners who need variety of information to be empowered? I mean, what such platforms are after leads to isolation from alternative perspectives and opinions. And this isolation, I think, is dangerous. Comparing with the above, have a look at this slide. Can you see the blog? It's a blog. Do you see the blog?
Yes, we can.
Oh, all right, great. So comparing with the above, this app might sound to be a good idea, giving us three perspectives. If you look at the ending line, it's negative, neutral, or positive, or even the line before that, left, background, and right, as it says. But is it really good? Is this efficient? Three perspectives at the same time. How can one piece of news be covered from three perspectives? And what about facts? If we have a fact, how can we just read it with three perspectives? Or are facts twisted? Here, our role as educators emerges to teach students to think critically. And critical thinking is very, very important here to maintain what we are teaching students. Example on the three ideas or perspectives can be manipulating the public opinion to promote an agenda. It looks like a call for democracy, but is it? How is it not manipulating the public opinion if it is showing three perspectives? As we know, the truth is truth, which cannot be twisted, and there are no other options and no other visions of one truth. Now, media bias, whether intentional or unintentional, is shaping public perceptions and is influencing political outcomes. And we educators, what do we do? What is our role? We educators empower students to navigate the digital landscape effectively, discerning fact from fiction and critically evaluating the credibility and reliability of media sources. How to? Now, one might ask, a teacher might ask, how am I supposed to do that? Of course, you can do that only through promoting critical thinking skills and media literacy competencies. Now, a student, and that happened in one of the classes, after spending hours on social media, came across a meme claiming that NASA discovered a new planet made entirely of chocolate. Excitedly, they brought this up in their science class, confidently asserting that actually they wanted to become an astronaut to visit the chocolate planet and maybe eat as they please. The teacher, trying to keep a straight face, gently explained the concept of satire and the importance of critical thinking when consuming information online. The student, slightly embarrassed but still amused, promised to be more discerning in the future. But he needed to learn. It's not only a promise to his teacher, he needed to learn how to do that, how to think critically. So, media literacy can be an empowerment to learners through analyzing media messages, evaluating credibility, recognizing bias and perspectives, and engaging with media responsibly. One of the lessons I teach in different levels, whether it's university level or secondary or even lower, is credibility. I do teach students how to evaluate credibility of a certain source. They have to know whether the source is reliable, is it accurate, is it trustworthy? And they need to know if the author is an expert in his field. Is he a doctor, like giving some health information, or is he someone giving his personal experience only, which may not be suitable to be generalized? Is the source well known? Is it a journal? Is it, or maybe a personal blog that, or in which the information is not reliable enough? What about the bias or conflict of interest? Personal benefits here might be extremely harmful to young minds. And is the info presented accurately? To what extent is it accurate? Students need to have a critical eye. Do your learners, whether students or children at your home, have a critical eye? Have you ever thought of this question? By becoming more aware of the influence of bias and perspective, individuals can approach media content with a critical eye, and thus they can then tell which is fiction and which is a fact. So, implementing media literacy education in schools need a multifaceted approach where literacy is integrated into the curriculum and teachers receive training. Also, learners and educators have access to resources and tools. Now, when the information is integrated into the curriculum, we need as educators to make sure that it is integrated into all subjects, whether it's language arts, social studies, science, and even mathematics. Media literacy needs to be there to help students develop critical thinking skills and meet the academic goals at the same time. You know, some teachers may have a step backward when it comes to technology, or maybe they need assistance, maybe they are not into it. So how are they going to teach their students how to excel in something that they are not good at? So in this case, these teachers need professional development opportunities. They need workshops, and they need maybe to have some courses to help them stay into what is needed in their classes regarding media literacy education. And how can we teach media literacy in schools if we do not have resources and tools to do that? Online tutorials can help students develop critical thinking skills and navigate digital landscape responsibly. And some fact-checking tools is like Snopes. Snopes investigates rumors, urban legends, and misinformation. And sometimes students come with a rumor and they think that this is the truth, and they have found something new. But Snopes can detect these, so you can teach your students how to double check the information that they got. Also, there are other websites like Media Literacy Now, which offers resources and tools to promote media literacy education, including lesson plans, workshops, and advocacy materials. Now, we found out how to apply the knowledge. The question is how to assess it. Can learners critically analyze and navigate media content effectively, and what are the challenges in such assessment? Due to the dynamic nature of media environments and the complex range of competencies involved, the assessment has its challenges indeed. Usually what is followed in this case are some performance-based tasks, such as analyzing media texts or creating media projects, and these allow students to demonstrate their ability to apply media literacy concepts in real-world context, and this is highly needed. Also, some written assignments, quizzes, and rubrics can be used to evaluate students' understanding of key media literacy concepts and how to apply them to different media forms and genres. Now, the question remains is, what about standardized tests like IELTS or SAT or whatever? How can these hold the standards to assess media literacy? This is difficult, by the way. It is a challenge because the fast evolving nature of media makes it difficult to set standards for the tests that we need. That's why it needs to be always changing. We ask ourselves also how to measure the impact of media literacy education on critical thinking skills. And this can be done also through pre and post assessments, before and after, through self assessment and reflection into media literacy activities, and through research methods like interviews or focus groups or even classroom observation when applying media literacy, even before it or after it. So, empowering students as critical consumers and producers of media is a fundamental goal of media literacy education because it promotes active engagement with media content and it encourages media literacy as a lifelong learning skill. Now, I don't want my student to analyze an ad or to look at a picture and understands it, or to read an article and finds that it's what he wants for one time, and then throughout his life he doesn't know how to detect what is fake and what is real, what is true and what is fiction. So I want him or her to learn for a lifetime. That's why encouraging media literacy as a lifelong learning skill is something important, and empowering students to create media that reflects diverse perspectives and voice. They need to be there. We cannot exclude our students from what is happening around them. It is there, media is there, platforms are there. You cannot just take them off and put them in a bubble and ask them not to share. They need to show their voice and they need to show their perspectives. Now, I included this final video to show the dangers of being influenced and isolated. And for many, maybe educators, whether they are parents or teachers, to urge their students to critical thinking and to teach them how to think critically. Please, this highlights the dangers that is found in our world. I hope you enjoy it. I need to play it. Okay. Please tell me if it works. Does it? Okay, I can play it. All right.
Okay, it's not moving.
It's not?
No.
Okay, so I'm not sure if I can play it without the presentation mode. Let me try. I don't think that it will. I don't know what's wrong with this, but. Yes, but it's not only in presentation mode, and you cannot see it when I do that. I cannot click on the video. I don't know why.
Maybe you can describe the video for us and it will be okay.
Let me try one more time. Is it playing now?
No, the screen is fixed on the presentation itself.
I am playing it. It's playing here on this, on my screen.
Maybe
yes.
it's the presenter mode. Maybe unshare the screen and reshare.
Unshare and reshare. Yeah, I will try. Yes, I'm trying to play the video. Can you see it now? No? Okay, then I will describe it as you suggested. It shows a girl, well, following the beauty standards of today and having thousands of likes. It shows people with their cell phones going into TikTok and coming out from the other side as sheep. It shows people who are in a cage because they are watching Netflix. It shows the boundaries that the social media imprisons people in. So this is the content of the video. I'm sorry that you could not see it. It's a beautiful animation done for awareness purposes. I would have liked. I would have. I don't know. I'm so sorry that you couldn't see it, but I want to thank you all for listening. Okay. All right. Thank you a lot for listening. Thank you for being there. I hope you enjoyed.
Uh, very, very honorable Rima ma'am, all delegates, participants, respected Principal Bedkar sir. Uh, Really, it's a very great opportunity to listen this multimedia literacy education, which has nowadays become a need of the day for especially for the youngster, because youngster may not go through the deep of the particular publications or particular advertisements to media, and just go on attempting to attempt that particular part of the advertisement, and finally they get failed in that particular part. So automatically what happened, they lose monetarily, economically, they are psychologically also they get affected. And that's why I thank ma'am, Honorable Rima, has presented so nicely that it has great impact on the youngster generations nowadays, and they must be taught accordingly. Multimedia literacy should be the part of the education curriculum, so that people get aware, the students get aware of that, and they start critical thinking about every multimedia presentation, and then act accordingly, so that the fruitful result will come up. And we can say that we all are a very up to the level of certain thinking power, so that we can analyze the multimedia what they are presenting. But the youngster below 30 years, they are not getting the particular reality of that particular media, and that affect the nations also, the quality of education also, the generations also. So many laws we observed. So thank you, ma'am. Thanks for giving me the great opportunity. Thank you, Bedkar sir, to listen, ma'am. About this was the very new topic for me. So especially thanks to Principal Bedkar sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, hello. Yes, hello. Actually, I think, yeah, this topic is very important, especially that now everyone is on social media, everyone is viewing the lack of credibility. It's important for these youngsters to be taught by your credible selves on how to assess, to know what is good for them and what is not, what is real and what is not. So, this is a big role for educators. I love the presentation. Thank you.
Uh, Good evening, Dr. Bedkar sir, and good afternoon, ma'am. Wonderful presentation and one of the very important, what we can say, media best, aspect you have presented. I think we are here on this platform because of this multimedia only. And I remember, before COVID-19, we were knowing just about Zoom and, other Google, this media, but we were not using it frequently and we were not acquainted. But once someone forced us to use this, now it has become a part, that we have to use this. And I think we become a master in this nowadays. We are communicating, we are getting together throughout the globe. We are coming together, and we can listen to you. And Dr. Bedkar sir has done a great job in this. He always, every day, he's coming with a new resource person and new subject like this. So I think it is possible only because of this multimedia and digital literacy, or what we call it as computer literacy or media literacy, is one of the very important aspect nowadays. Even for the business, I think the media is playing a wonderful role, and number of products comes in our house because we can see them on television and it is coming. So that is a great part of multimedia, and we have to be there with the technology. And I think that the technology is like a spiral, it is continuously changing and moving, and we have to be there with that particular flow. That is one thing. Second thing, you have discussed about very important thing, that is the media, the news and channels, and they are showing the newspapers, they are showing some news. So yes, definitely we have to search the truth in that, and we have to understand what they want to say, because nowadays you'll find there are so many influences, political influences, and so many influences are there. So definitely the televisions, even a simple sentence can be twisted and placed in front of us like a something wrong sentence. So this is what is happening exactly. So we have to be very careful, and the youth has to be very aware about this aspect, what you have very well explained. Um, but what I feel very important thing today, what you had gone through, like one video clip you want to show, and unfortunately, it was not playing. So same thing I remembered. A few days back, not few days, few years back, I went with the PowerPoint presentation. And of course, the PowerPoint, even 15 years back, the PowerPoint presentation was very new for me. And someone prepared for me, and then I went to one university to present it, and I could not play it. But definitely, with my vocabulary and other aspects, I could explain, and I was knowing the subject very well. But it happens, the multimedia, sometimes it may fail at some crucial points. So that is also very important nowadays. Multimedia we are using, people are using it for some wrong purposes also. So what do you think about this? That multimedia, when we are using it, there are some kind of drawbacks, there are some kind of flaws are there, and where you have to where the human mind has to play a vital role, and you have explained the story very well, and we try to get it. So what do you think about this?
As you said, first I want to thank you. As you said, we can always have the wit to overcome any difficulties that might happen if we are well knowledgeable, and if we have all, in your case, the vocabulary. You had the vocabulary. In my case, I could explain the video to you. Now, definitely, having a video in front of you can reach like your visual ability to learn, which is better. So if we can use technology for that, that would be definitely better. But if we cannot, in certain cases, we can always have a plan B. So a backup plan would do it.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Thank you very much, ma'am. Otherwise, your presentation was very wonderful, and we would like to listen you again in future with some more detail about the multimedia. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you.
Yes. First of all, greetings from Egypt, New Cairo, to you all. Second, I'd like to thank Rima for this informative and engaging talk about digital literacy. And I want to highlight some points. If we talk about technology or digital literacy, it's an add-on, and it has transformed education in many ways. For teachers, teachers are responsible for the strategic integration of technology into their lessons and into their lecturing. Why? To enhance learning. Because this can involve using simulations to recreate historical events, creating online presentations, using educational software to practice math skills and other things. The other point, critical thinking emphasis, as Rima pointed it out, we want to encourage students to develop critical thinking skills by having them evaluate the information they find online. We need to teach them to source, check, identify bias, recognize credible websites. We're also encouraging collaboration and communication platforms among learners, and we need to model digital citizenship. Students themselves have a role. They should take everything in an active way, exploring digital resources and tools. It's not only for entertainment. You can use it for a purpose. Critical thinking, they need to develop their critical thinking skills to become able to discern bias from fact. And also, responsible online behavior is needed. If we talk about digital literacy by itself, some people might say digital literacy is just about being able to use technology. No, it goes far beyond this. It involves critical thinking, problem solving, communication skills, but in a digital context. And also teachers need to be digital experts in order to use technology in a classroom. This is false. It's important for teachers to understand the potential of technology for learning and being able to strategically integrate it into their lessons. But they don't need to be experts. They just need to know how to use it, how to guide the students in using it, and focusing on the purpose. Digital literacy is not a separate subject. No, it should be woven into various subjects just to demonstrate to students how technology can be used to enhance learning across disciplines. Is it gonna replace traditional literacy? It's all in our hands. If we let it replace traditional literacy, this will be our mistake. It won't be the mistake of technology, because technology, after all, is a tool. So what's our role? We need to integrate both for our benefit and for the benefit of our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad. Actually, going back to what happened with the speaker before you, Dr. Muhammad, he said that he couldn't run the PowerPoint. I forgot your name. I'm really sorry. Excuse me. I would say we are not technicians. In every school, in every university, there is a whole IT department for that. So why to worry about these like technical issues, and why to stop us from integrating digital literacy into our teaching methods? And whether media literacy can replace traditional literacy, if it serves us well, why not? Although I think that an integration of both would be the perfect match for our students, because nowadays we live our real life, not the virtual one, along with a virtual life where we have our connections, our platforms. So an integration of both would be the perfect match for better learning.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Good evening. Today's subject of this international webinar is use of multimedia in education. Very useful topic for the side of teacher. Dr. Rima, madam, explained this topic very well. Uh, on the occasion of this webinar, Dr. Betkar sir, coordinator Dr. Karat sir, my college coordinator Dr. Ramteke madam, and all the participants. Uh, the teacher has to use audio visual aids during the teaching learning process, because to use the multimedia in teaching learning process is essential to the student for better understanding the unit. It helps to the student for better thinking, critical thinking, for better doing, in sense for doing the activities during the teaching learning process, and better participating, in sense question answer, and for better understanding purpose of the unit during the teaching learning process. The use of video, audio, graphics, animation can help to make learning more interesting and memorable. A teacher can get involvement of the student, and participation of student in the teaching learning process is the main part of teaching learning. Uh, because very for using to using the teacher audiovisual aids, learning become very easy, and student interaction between the teacher and the student become more healthy. A student can understand the unit very easily, and uh, it helps for the personality development of the student in all this side, for emotional side, for psychomotor side, and for cognitive side, and it helps to develop the student towards the better thinking. It is the need of our technology age to use the audiovisual aids during the teaching learning process. This topic is very essential, very important for the better understanding, for the teacher, for better understanding of the teaching process. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. I am here to present vote of thanks on behalf of Government College of Education and Kumar Swami Mahavidyalaya, Ausa. First of all, I would like to thank today's keynote speaker, Rima ma'am. I'm not able to pronounce further her name. That is why I'm just saying
Abou Shakra.
Rima ma'am. Yeah,
Abou
Rima ma'am
Shakra,
from
thank you.
Yeah. Rima ma'am from Lebanon, who has stated her views on media literacy in education. Ma'am has shown number of slides, and through this number of slides, She has done comparison, stated her views, and of course, she has stated that how multimedia literacy, if it is used in curriculum, and I'm just speaking about of my country. Suppose if I make use of this media literacy in India, and if it becomes part of the curriculum, I think this will lead to lifelong learning. This is the best part, that it will lead to lifelong learning, and of course fruitful result will also come out if uh, media literacy is started from school level, and if it is progressed slowly and advanced education is given in media literacy, naturally the students will become what you say today's what today generation need is, they will become part and parcel of this, and of course this will help them in lifelong learning. I would thank Dr. Bedkar sir, who is also the chief organizer of today's webinar, and Dr. Urmila Dhut madam, who is the principal of Government College of Education, Nanded. They both are the chief organizers of this multidisciplinary international conference, and the topic of today's conference was multimedia in education, and madam has spoke on media literacy in education. Besides that, I would like to thank Jeena madam, Dr. Chetan Kumar, Dr. Swanand Shukla, and Mohammad Jamil, who have also focused on media literacy and put their views on media literacy in education. Uh, at the end, I would like to thank all the participants who are present in who have attended today's webinar. And of course, just because of all these participants, I think each and every webinar has become a great success. And of course, all the credit goes to Dr. Bedkar sir, who is the backbone of this webinar. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, it is Rima Shakra. I would like to thank you all for being here. I thank your positive comments. I also thank you for the questions that you presented, which makes me always think further about this topic. And I would like to thank you in person, Dr. Bedkar, for inviting me for this conference. And I will always attend your conferences, hopefully. I would like to say goodbye now, and I hope you a good day.
सर लिंक नहीं भेजा सर आपने सर आपके